What is going on, everybody? So today we're going to talk a little bit about 151, and we're also going to have a bit of a discussion about Prismatic Evolutions towards the end of the video. But first, I want to say congratulations to Pokemon Doctor. He passed his oral exams and now he's officially board certified in emergency medicine. Anybody who goes in to be a doctor, especially in emergency medicine, definitely has my respect. So definitely feel free to check him out, go over there, say congratulations, subscribe to the channel. He puts out good content about restocks and drops. But today we'll be talking a lot about 151, and this is because I was watching a video I made about a year ago at this point, if I can scroll down here, July 26th, 2024. So about 11 months ago I made this video. This was market update for July of that year. We were looking at a lot of the SVR booster boxes and also ETBs and 151. I mean, it's just funny to look back at some of these prices. You could have bought regular ETBs for $65. 11 months ago. And it wasn't just the ETBs. If we move forward, the booster bundles were about $50. The UPCs were around $120. So most of these products you could have found very cheap. Even Paldean Fates was around $40 at the time. Had it only been out, 5-6 months at that point. But focusing mainly on 151 here, just because at the time I record this video, 151 had been out for about 10 months at that point, and it's been another 10, 11 months since then. And 151's getting to a point in its cycle where I don't know how much more we're going to see of this. Pokemon has obviously been pushing very hard this year to get 151 on the market, and that hasn't shown in the PCTBs, it hasn't shown in the regular ETBs, definitely hasn't shown in the UPCs, but things like the booster bundles, the displays maybe not as much, but the booster bundles, these have been flat for about 6 months at this point. There's been a lot of this on the market. If we do a 1-year chart, you can kind of see here around Christmas time, this is where I got a lot of mine from Walmart here in Canada. There were lots of restocks, tons of these were hitting the market, probably thousands. And they've been fairly flat since then. Same thing with, I think, the poster collections. We've been getting a fair amount of restocks for these over the past couple months. And you can see here, maybe end of March, early April, this is kind of where the restocks came. And you can see the volume has really crept up over the past couple months as the prices come down. The mini tins, we haven't seen any of these, but oddly enough, I threw this in the video because I thought it was interesting. Over the past week or so on TCG Player, these were around $260 per display, which I think has, 8 or 10 of them inside, 10 I believe. So someone's been dumping a lot of these around $200, sales even as low as the 190s. I don't think there were any in the high 180s, but a lot in the 190s, low 200-ish range. I don't think that's anything to worry about. I just thought it was interesting and figured I'd throw it in there. The Zapdos boxes, we have been getting more of these. We didn't get as many of these, at least in Canada, compared to the poster collections and the booster bundles. These restocked maybe twice or 3 times at Walmart.ca, and it seemed like they were smaller quantity than the other ones, but still, there's been more of these hitting the market, and that's been reflected in the price over the past 6 months or so. The binder collections, these are definitely an anomaly. We haven't got reprints of these, and you can see that's been reflected in price, sitting around $130-ish USD for one. The Alakazam boxes, same sort of deal. We haven't got these in Canada. At least I don't remember seeing these get restocked at Walmart.ca at all. You guys in the States, you may have got more of these, maybe not, but it's been mainly, I think, the booster bundles, if I can find wherever I put those. The loose ones like these, the poster collections, and then the Zapdos boxes. I think those are the big 3 things we've been seeing a lot of. And also Blooming Waters at Costco. You can see these have been all over the place. It seems like these are starting to dry up a little bit. A lot of sales volume back here in February and March, but now moving into May and June, we're not seeing as many sell on a regular basis. And this is why on this channel, we talk a lot about investing in the best products. So going for PCTBs, if you can get them at MSRP, regular ETBs are a great product for specialty sets. Booster boxes clearly are the best for mainline sets still. Booster bundles are a decent shout as well. And the reason we want to go for these items is they're the ones that generally are the most resistant to reprints. Now you can have short-term corrections like we're seeing with Prismatic Evolutions. These are up to $140. If we look at a 3-month chart here, and they're down about 30% over the past 3 months. So if you're newer to the hobby, this might be concerning to you. Maybe if you've been around a while, this is concerning. I'm not super concerned. And the other thing I wanted to bring up, just to relate this back to 151, because again, I made this video about 10 months after release of 151, and that was a time in the hobby where there weren't as many people here. People weren't as interested in Pokemon, and 151 probably was the most popular set at the time. And even 10 months after release, it was already above MSRP. And after that first year, we really have not seen more ETBs, at least regular ones, hit the market. A lot of what we're getting now is in ancillary products. So to all the people saying that Prismatic's going to be printed for years and years, you're right. It is probably going to be printed for years and years. And saying that you're going to be able to get it at MSRP, you're probably right as well, but I would be cautious of presuming that it's going to be in the ETB form. And again, it could possibly happen, who knows, but I think there's going to be products like the booster bundles, these pouch collections, maybe not the pouch collection, honestly, just because these might be the one product or the two products, the pouch collections, and then maybe the binder collection. I mean, we saw that with 151. A couple of these products might be the ones that don't get reprinted as much. But the poster collections, text sticker collections, booster bundles, clearly, these are products that we're probably going to see lots of restocks of over the next couple of years. And this could bring the price down on these. But it's kind of like Bandai with their specialty sets like the EB01, EB02, the extra boosters, and then the premium boosters, PRB01. They don't really like reprinting those until we see Pokemon start to reprint regular ETBs again and do it heavy. I'm not convinced that this is going to be the product that they go for. And if that's the case, I don't think we're going to see Prismatic Evolutions ETBs take a huge dip, and at least not for a long period of time. We gotta remember that Prismatic's almost half a year old at this point too, so it's not like it just came out. Clearly, there are going to be more reprints coming. Pokemon's trying their best to keep this set less expensive, and that is reflected in the price. I mean, the booster packs, these are down from what? $13-ish, almost $14 in April. We're now sitting around $10. A lot of that does have to do with Costco. A lot of that has to do with restocks on Walmart and Target and other platforms. But the same thing is happening to 151 at this moment. Over the past 3 to 4 months, the pack price has come down from around $13-ish, $12.50 to sub $10 again. But at the same time, the ETBs just continue to climb. They're now into like the $235, $240 range. The PCTBs continue to go as well. UPCs, even the sealed bundle displays are continuing to climb as the loose bundles have kind of leveled out. So if you pick the right products, this probably shouldn't be something you worry about. But then also, to flip the script, this might be a good time to start focusing on 151. And I've heard a lot of people talk about 151 lately. I've had a lot of people ask me about 151. And if you don't have exposure to 151 or you're thinking about getting more exposure, depending on how you view Pokemon and what they're going to do with this set, it might be a decent time for you to start buying more product as we get close to the 2-year mark on 151. But as always, you guys let me know in the comments down below what you think. Tomorrow, there will be an update for ETBs and PCTBs. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing what's happening with 151, Crown Zenith, and especially Prismatic. I think last week there were 350-ish ETBs below 120 on eBay. I imagine this week that number is going to go back up. But we also saw the fastest sell-through rate of the ETBs since I think May 16th last week. So I'm curious to see what happens there, especially considering the price is about the same as last week. So I wouldn't be surprised if the daily sell-through rate was somewhere between 70 and 80 ETBs. With all that said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.